Our virtual trip starts in the busy city of Qena on the west side of the Nile River. This city is a vibrant hub of activity with its bustling markets and lively streets. The air is filled with the sounds of vendors calling out their wares, the chatter of locals, and the occasional honk of a car horn. It's a place where modern life meets ancient history, and you can feel the energy of the city as you walk through its streets. We'll head north, leaving the city noise behind and entering the quiet desert. The transition is almost magical. One moment you're surrounded by the hustle and bustle of city life, and the next you're enveloped in the serene silence of the desert. The landscape changes dramatically, with the lush greenery of the Nile Delta giving way to the golden sands of the desert. It's a journey that feels like stepping back in time as the modern world fades away and the ancient world comes into focus. The Temple of Dendera is waiting for us, tucked away in a green patch of land. This oasis in the desert is a testament to the ingenuity of the ancient Egyptians, who were able to create such a lush green space in the midst of the arid landscape. The temple complex is surrounded by palm trees and other vegetation, providing a stark contrast to the surrounding desert. It's a sight that takes your breath away and makes you appreciate the beauty and resilience of this ancient civilization. As we get closer, the temple appears, a beautiful ancient building against the desert. The sight of the temple rising from the horizon is awe-inspiring, and it's easy to imagine how ancient travelers must have felt as they approached this sacred site. The temple's massive columns and intricate carvings are a testament to the skill and artistry of the ancient Egyptians, and they stand as a reminder of the rich cultural heritage of this region. This temple, built for Hathor, the goddess of love, beauty, and happiness, will show us a lot about ancient Egyptian beliefs. Hathor was one of the most important deities in the Egyptian pantheon, and her temple is filled with symbols and imagery that reflect her role in Egyptian society. From the detailed carvings on the walls to the grand statues that adorn the temple, every aspect of this site is designed to honor the goddess and her many attributes. Going from Qena to Dendera is like traveling through time. As we make our way through the desert, we are following in the footsteps of countless travelers who have made this journey over the millennia. The route we take is steeped in history, and every mile brings us closer to the ancient world. It's a journey that connects us to the past and helps us understand the enduring legacy of the ancient Egyptians. It takes us back to a world where gods and goddesses were in charge, and where life and death were both important. The ancient Egyptians believed that their gods and goddesses played a central role in every aspect of their lives, from the mundane to the divine. The ruins and hieroglyphs we see along the way tell the stories of these deities and their interactions with the people who worship them. It's a fascinating glimpse into a world that is both familiar and utterly foreign. The Temple of Dendera isn't just a pile of rocks. It shows us a civilization that loved the stars and wanted to be close to the gods. The ancient Egyptians were keen astronomers, and the temple's design reflects their deep understanding of the cosmos. The temple's ceilings are adorned with intricate star maps and zodiac signs, and it's clear that the ancient Egyptians saw a profound connection between the heavens and their gods. Standing under the night sky, with the temple illuminated by the stars, it's easy to feel that same sense of wonder and awe. As we get closer to the temple, we get really excited. The anticipation builds with every step, and the sense of history and mystery that surrounds the temple is almost palpable. The closer we get, the more we can see the incredible details of the temple's architecture and the artistry that went into its construction. It's a moment that fills us with a sense of awe and reverence for the people who built this magnificent structure. The temple is huge and amazing. Its sheer size and grandeur are overwhelming, and it's hard to believe that such a structure could have been built so long ago. The temple complex is vast, with numerous halls, chambers, and courtyards to explore. Each area of the temple has its own unique features and stories to tell, and it's easy to spend hours wandering through its ancient corridors, discovering new wonders at every turn. The big mud brick walls around it make us wonder what's inside. These walls have stood the test of time, protecting the temple's treasures for thousands of years. As we approach the entrance, we can't help but feel a sense of curiosity and excitement about what lies beyond. The walls are adorned with carvings and inscriptions that hint at the secrets and stories contained within, and we are eager to uncover them. Our adventure is about to begin. As we step through the entrance and into the temple complex, we are transported to another time and place. The sights, sounds, and smells of the ancient world surround us, and we are ready to embark on a journey of discovery and exploration. The Temple of Dendera is a place of wonder and mystery, and we can't wait to see what secrets it holds. We'll start exploring at the temple's giant gateway, a tall entrance covered in detailed carvings. These carvings are not just decorative, they tell stories of gods, pharaohs, and ancient rituals. Each symbol and figure has a meaning, a piece of history etched in stone. This impressive front is beautiful, showing how skilled the ancient Egyptian artists were. The precision and artistry in each carving reflect a deep reverence for their deities and a desire to immortalize their beliefs and achievements. The facade itself is a testament to the grandeur of ancient Egyptian civilization. Huge statues of Hathor guard the entrance, her calm face looking out over the centuries. Hathor, the goddess of love, music, and motherhood, was a significant deity in ancient Egypt. Her presence at the entrance signifies protection and a welcoming embrace to those who enter. This entrance isn't just for decoration, it's like a door between the normal world and the holy space inside. It marks the transition from the mundane to the sacred, a threshold that prepares visitors for the spiritual journey ahead. The grandeur of the entrance sets the tone for the awe-inspiring experience within. When we walk through it, we leave our everyday worries behind and enter a special place. The air feels different, charged with the energy of centuries of worship and devotion. It's a place where the past and present converge, offering a moment of reflection and connection with the ancient world. The front of the temple is full of bright colors and symbols. These vibrant hues were not just for aesthetic appeal, they had symbolic meanings, representing various aspects of life, death, and the divine. The colors have faded over time, but traces of their original brilliance still captivate the eye. Hieroglyphics, the language of the gods, are everywhere, telling stories about creation, worship, and the afterlife. These ancient scripts are more than just writing, they are a form of art, each character meticulously crafted to convey profound messages. They offer a glimpse into the spiritual and cultural life of ancient Egypt. The bright colors used on these carvings have lasted for thousands of years, showing us how beautiful the temple used to be. Despite the passage of time, these colors remind us of the temple's former glory and the advanced techniques used by ancient artisans to preserve their work for posterity. The temple stands as a vibrant link to a civilization that continues to fascinate and inspire. Walking through the entrance, we enter the Great Hypostyle Hall, a huge room that is so amazing it's hard to breathe. The sheer scale of the hall is overwhelming, with its massive stone columns and intricate carvings that seem to tell 1,000 stories. Giant columns, each with Hathor's head on top, reach towards the sky, making it look like a stone forest. These columns are not just architectural marvels, they are symbols of the goddess Hathor herself, embodying her nurturing and protective nature. Sunlight shines through the columns, lighting up the carvings on the walls. The interplay of light and shadow brings the ancient stories to life, making the figures seem to move and dance in the flickering light. It smells like incense in here, reminding us that people used to worship here. The scent of incense mingles with the cool, musty air of the temple, creating an atmosphere that feels both sacred and timeless. Priests prayed and gave gifts to Hathor and Horus, her husband, every day. Their rituals were elaborate, involving music, dance, and offerings of food and drink, all meant to honor the gods and ensure their favor. Even small sounds echo in this hall, like whispers of ancient chants and prayers. The acoustics of the hall amplify every footstep, every rustle of clothing, making it feel as though the voices of the past are still present. As we walk through this stone forest, we see stories carved into the walls. Pictures of everyday life, religious celebrations, and grand ceremonies and myths are all around us, showing us how ancient Egyptians lived and what they believed. These carvings are not just art, they are historical records preserving the beliefs, customs, and daily activities of a civilization long gone. This hall isn't just a beautiful building, it's like a book telling us about an ancient civilization. Each column, each carving, each echoing sound is a page in the story of the ancient Egyptians, inviting us to step back in time and experience their world. Our trip through Dendera gets even more amazing when we look up at the ceiling of one of the inner rooms. Up here we see something incredibly beautiful and important, the Dendera zodiac. This carefully carved artwork shows how much the ancient Egyptians knew about the stars. The Dendera zodiac isn't just decoration, it's a map of the constellations and how they move in the night sky. Egyptians believed that the stars held secrets about life, death, and being born again. This star map helped them understand the universe. We can see familiar constellations like Taurus, the bull, and Leo, the lion. Seeing these same constellations today shows that people have always been fascinated by the stars. Going deeper into the temple, we enter the sacred sanctuaries, the most special areas. These secret rooms were only for the high priests and the pharaoh. Here, close to the gods, they performed the most important rituals, asking the gods for help and good luck for Egypt. These sanctuaries feel very important and old. The walls are covered with detailed carvings showing gifts being given to Hathor, her image shining in the lamplight. The smell of incense takes us back to a time when these rooms were full of spiritual energy. We also find hidden rooms inside the temple's thick walls. These secret crypts with small entrances held the temple's most precious treasures, gifts for the gods, ritual objects, and maybe even mummies of sacred animals. Our Dendera trip ends with an amazing climb to the temple's roof. A narrow staircase, decorated with carvings of priests carrying offerings, takes us up. We're following the same path as ancient Egyptians who came here to be closer to the gods. At the top, we see an incredible view of the desert and the Nile Valley. From here, the world seems huge, reminding us how connected the temple is to nature and the cosmos. The roof wasn't just for looking around. Priests watched the stars from here. They used their observations to make the temple's calendar and decide when to do rituals. The Temple of Dendera, as we see it now, was built, changed, and fixed over many centuries. Its story shows the power of faith, the rise and fall of empires, and the hard work of people who wanted to protect it. The temple started in the Old Kingdom, but the biggest changes happened during the Ptolemaic and Roman times. The Ptolemies, Greek rulers who loved Egyptian culture, added new parts and made the temple more beautiful. The Roman emperors also left their mark on Dendera. Names like Tiberius, Claudius, and Nero are carved here, showing their support for the temple. The temple mixes art styles from different times, showing how important it was and how it changed over the years. Today, the Temple of Dendera shows us how smart and artistic the ancient Egyptians were. It's a place where history comes alive, letting us travel back in time and experience the sights, sounds, and stories of long ago. If you want to visit, the best time is during the cooler months, from October to April. The temple is open every day, and it's good to arrive early to avoid the crowds. Whether you explore the big halls, look at the amazing ceiling, or just sit and think, the Temple of Dendera will stay with you. As our virtual trip ends, we feel amazed. The Temple of Dendera, with its beauty, detailed carvings, and important symbols, shows us how amazing ancient Egypt was. It reminds us that even though time passes, human creativity, faith, and the desire to learn can last forever. The temple's story is more than just the building itself. It's part of human history and our imagination. The stories it tells, the beliefs it shows, and the mysteries it holds are still fascinating today. As we leave this special place, we understand better how time, faith, and the history of one of the world's most interesting civilizations are all connected.